Hmm. Good morning, guys. Noon, evening, whatever it is where you are. We're gonna do Saturday, September 4th, 2021, episode of the Higher and Happy Half Hour. We have a little bit of news I want to talk about. Well, hello, Shadow. Hello, Shadow Chan. Our favorite. Hello. Good to see you, Shadow. Alright, we're gonna start off with the story I found right as I woke up. Slept in a bit, was up late watching the Bjorkstalker tapes last night. We watched probably, 3-4 hours of Bjorkstalker tapes. We're not gonna watch the whole, round of them. We're not gonna watch all 18 hours of those on the Bjorkstalker tapes, on Night Beat, but we're gonna wrap it up probably tonight. But here's a story Insider posted 4 hours ago. Maine landlord finds 19 tarantulas and a python left behind by an apartment tenant. It's written by Lauren Edmonds with Insider. Maine landlord discovered 19 tarantulas and one python left behind by a tenant who vacated the apartment. Animal rescuer Drew, don't know that last name, wrote on Facebook that he was called out to the Auburn apartment on Wednesday by the nervous landlord. The pest control guy found that 4 of the 19 tarantulas had died and the python was without water when he arrived. So they abandoned these animals too. Wow. He shared photos of the tarantulas and python on his Facebook page. Said he collected the surviving animals back to his home where they're currently doing well. So he's rehabilitating them too. Never a dull moment in my world, he wrote on the post, where users applauded his efforts. Okay. Owner of Mr. Drew and his animals too told WGME that tarantulas aren't as vicious as films portray them. The movies show them as being these indestructible creatures that will just come at you if you step on them and jump on people and attack them and run after you, and that's not true, he told the outlet. Very shy and delicate. If I took out this tarantula right now and dropped it on the ground, it's going to break like an egg and die. Oh. Yeah, they're pretty delicate animals. That's true. So yeah, while some of our most dangerous of predators are scary of ookie gooks, might seem scary, they're delicate as hell. And in America, we have a pretty crazy issue with exotic animal ownership. I personally believe you should be able to own whatever the fuck you can buy in America, but maybe don't have 19 tarantulas and a python if you don't plan on taking it with you when you move. That's fucking rude. It's a weird flex and it's rude. Let's see here. Thought I'd maybe share this one. This is something posted on NPR. 6 tips for coping with COVID anxiety this fall and winter. Right around the corner, guys. School's back in, fall's here. The trees are going to turn colors. It's gonna get cold in some places. Probably not here where I'm at. Stays warm here. As the days get shorter and nights get longer, the Delta variant of the coronavirus is still very much with us. It's already clear to the next couple of seasons won't be life as usual. Yeah. Alright. Let's start with tip 1. Reframe how you think of anxiety. Reframing can be a valuable tool. It takes feelings or emotions you have and turns them into something useful for anxiety. You're redefining, in my opinion, quantifying your anxieties. Pick apart what's bothering you about your day, where you feel the most antsy. What's making you feel antsy? Stop in that moment, meditate, until you can enjoy the moment. That's how I relieve my anxieties. It's almost a transcendental meditation tool. It's kind of the method that transcendental meditation practitioners would use. But definitely believe in that. Yeah, reframe how you think of anxiety. This is just the universe telling you, hey, stop, take a breather, list everything out, what's going on, what's happening. Learn to breathe yourself calm. That's an interesting tip. They're teaching a thing in public schools now. When you're upset, they're teaching kids to trace their hand and count to 10 and breathe. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? I think that's a pretty cool coping mechanism to teach people. Yeah, calm down. Learn to breathe yourself calm. These are kind of meditation tips so far. It's exactly what you got to focus on your breathing. If you're overwhelmed in the moment, just focus on your breathing. Mare Padme Om. You know what I'm saying? Move your body. You can fight anxiety with physical movement. That is true. You can fight anxiety with physical movement. It's statistically proven that, or it's scientifically proven that a lot happens in your body when you just take 10 minutes out of your day, 5 minutes out of your day, and do the Superman pose. Hands on the hips, straight posture, stand triumphantly. Shit works. It gets that mood right. Makes you feel confident, gets the blood flowing where it needs to go. Absolutely. Move that body. Do some stretches. Stretches help, man. I'm telling you. As somebody with an autoimmune disease, I have a disease that attacks my joints frequently. And you stretch those bitches out, man. Get that flex on in the morning, Connect with others. That's been a tough one, I think, for everybody. I can't believe they put that on this fucking list. Connect with others. I assume they're saying social media. Being with other people is a critical part of maintaining our mental health, and something many of us either stopped doing or moved online during the initial period of tight COVID-19 restrictions last year. But this winter will not be like the last one, Milani says. Because we have safe, highly effective vaccines, she says, the advice she gives everyone is the same that she gives to her own parents. Make sure the people that you're spending time with are fully vaccinated. If you're going to spend time with people, make sure they're vaccinated. You don't want to spread it. You don't want to catch it. Now, here's the thing that bothers me about that is we know that vaccinated people are spreading the Delta variant. So I'm not going to push that message. Ignore that shit. Keep your means of online connection. I think there's plenty of substantial means of human connection that do extend outside of the physical, and right now I think we're in a position, I know I'm in a position where that's really the safest option for the most part, is to not be in big groups. I'm immunocompromised, and as much as I hate it and as much as I like being out and about, try to limit it as much as possible. I don't care if you're vaccinated or not, you can still give me the Delta variant. Find a ritual that's meaningful to you and maybe even share it. Okay, this is the part of their meditation tips that kind of are dipping into the ritual magic things. I definitely find power in things like that. I'm a believer in things like the psychological benefits of sigil magic. There's certain things to reinforcing the positive aspects of your life, positive behavior, positive thinking. And I think that with the right rituals, the right habits, you can really enforce those and make those not just something that benefit you and cause your life to get better exponentially, but over time, the better you do, people will see you shining and they will adopt your methodology. They'll ask you, what do you do? They'll ask for that advice, And that's really the magic behind ritual craft. I mean, that's the point behind ritual and habit and keeping those practices healthy, Accept that our new normal may be abnormal is the last one. Acceptance is important, like understanding and being in the moment. Now, here's the thing. COVID-19 is tough. it coming back with this Delta variant shit is extra tough. But enjoyment in the moment. This doesn't mean we can't enjoy ourselves still. We very much can. You can find enjoyment in any moment. There's people serving death row sentences right now that I'm sure crack a smile every now and then and find enjoyment in the moment. So you have to accept the current state of things. Don't be one of the virus deniers out there on Panama Beach causing an epicenter. There's no sense in that. No sense in that. But yeah, what an interesting topic. I like that NPR sometimes tries to come at you with some positivity. It seems like they have a few different writers who, if I had to throw some money at it in a gamble, I'd say they're practitioners of transcendental meditation, which, hey, if I could suggest for anybody who's not, attached or, I'm Jewish ethnically, I'm Jewish religiously. But in my teens, I spent a lot of time exploring. And I feel like I've, if you don't have a faith that allows you to explore, maybe take a break and explore a little bit. Turn up, tune in, drop out, baby. But we're kind of at the halfway mark of the half hour. Let's move clean along to the story that's got me kind of reeling. I meant to talk about it yesterday on the half hour. I meant to talk about it, I think, the day before yesterday when I first got word of it. But Joe Rogan has tested positive for COVID. And I know nothing about it yet. I've been kind of saving the story to maybe discover it with you guys here on the Higher and Happy Half Hour. So let's see what we got, Joe. What's going on with you?
He's been one of the loudest COVID vaccine skeptics.
It's a completely new kind of vaccine. The idea that people shouldn't be skeptical or nervous about that is kind of hilarious.
Now this morning, Joe Rogan, the mega popular podcaster and UFC commentator, says he tested positive for COVID.
I got fevers and sweats, and I knew what was going on.
Telling fans on Instagram he got back from taking his show on the road Saturday night. Reportedly, he was in Florida, where COVID cases are setting records. It's unclear whether the 54-year-old has been vaccinated. Rogan also sharing with his over 13 million followers that he's taking the drug ivermectin, meant to treat parasites and worms in horses and other animals.
We immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. All kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin.
Despite being unproven as a COVID treatment and dangerous for humans in high doses, ivermectin has received a recent boost from online misinformation, prompting warnings from the FDA and other health officials. The FDA tweeting last month, "You are not a horse, you are not a cow. Serious, y'all, stop it." With millions of listeners and a $100 million licensing deal with Spotify, Rogan has influence, setting off a firestorm earlier this year, suggesting healthy younger people didn't need the vaccine.
If you're a healthy person and you're exercising all the time and you're young and you're eating well, I don't think you need to worry about this.
Savannah asked Dr. Anthony Fauci for his take on Rogan's comments.
Well, that's incorrect, Savannah.
Young, healthy people should get vaccinated.
Absolutely.
Vaccine proponent Prince Harry, who also has an exclusive deal with Spotify, took Rogan to task.
Stay out of it.
And
if you have a platform,
Exactly.
with a platform comes responsibility.
Rogan quickly responded to the backlash.
I'm not an anti-vax person. I'm not a doctor. I'm a f***ing moron. And I'm a cage fighting commentator. I'm not a respected source of information, even for me.
No argument there. Doctors warn people.
All right, Joe. So they're giving him ivermectin. I wish I had Arianthe in here right now. We're going to have to bring this up in the news hour. Joe Rogan not only tests positive for COVID, he's using fucking ivermectin as a treatment. The goddamn horse dewormer. That's... wow. It's just... He's taking the advice of his primary care physician, so I wouldn't fault him for that. And you know, if Joe is out there looking at results from his primary care that say, hey, this drug works, if he has a primary care that is we've covered so far on the Higher and Happy Half Hour, the kind of split in the medical infrastructure in the US, how it seems like half the doctors are saying ivermectin works, we're going to give it to our patients, and the other half say that's a violation of the Hippocratic Oath, it's for fucking animals, and there's no proof or FDA approval, we're not going to use it. Joe apparently has a doctor that uses ivermectin. Now, he's moved to Austin, Texas, so I assume he is still keeping he's using somebody within the, you know, Texas medical infrastructure, or he's moved his own doctor out. I don't know. He's a wealthy cat. You can definitely have your own doctor, you know, when you're that wealthy. And if you're having to Skype doctors anyway, who knows, maybe he's still using his LA connections. But this sounds like an awful Texas thing to do for treatment, but freedom of care. This is how Joe Rogan has chosen to take care of himself, and I'm interested to see how it goes. He seems like a healthy older man. It seems like he pushes himself a little too hard. He pisses blood and shit sometimes because he works out too hard. We've all seen that Sober October edition of your podcast, homie. And no. It's a little bit insane to me that somebody who is such a gem, like an American treasure at this point, you know, over 10 million subscribers and frequent viewers of anything he does, and we're going to use experimental treatments on him. I don't know, man. I think maybe we shouldn't experiment on Joe Rogan. We're going to experiment on people, but I'm also a fan. Was a fan for years. Be lying if I said I wasn't, you know. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. France and Russia are in a tussle over who gets to call champagne champagne. In a chilly, windowless basement in this provincial French city, workers stack bottles of bubbly. Not just any bubbly, but Le Vrai champagne, which thanks to special protected status can only be made in the Champagne region of eastern France. A lot of people want to use the name, says Marie Guinand, a lawyer for the Committee of Champagne, which oversees production and made for the Champagne region's 15,000 winemakers. But in a deft display of soft power, one world leader is putting centuries of French tradition to the test. In early July, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a law reserving the use of the word champagne in the Russian market for sparkling wines produced in Russia. Imported French champagne can no longer call itself champagne. Whoa! Weird flex, Russia. Making it to where champagne from the Champagne region of France can't call itself champagne on Russian shelves. It's wild. You're a vodka country. Why are you even worried about who's calling what? But the word champagne belongs to this region. We hold it close to our hearts, said Collard Picard in 96. Yeah. Well, they started their own brand, Collard Picard, in 1996. I wonder if that's where they got the name Jean-Luc Picard from. Hello, Arianthe. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you're here. We were just talking about a story. I don't know if you've heard. Joe Rogan tested positive for COVID, and he's using ivermectin as a treatment. His doctor gave him ivermectin. Interested to hear your thoughts on that. Really glad you popped into the chat. But that's one thing we just covered if you happen to miss it. Russia is only allowing sparkling Russian wine to be called champagne. And he's saying, fuck the Champagne region of France. What a flex. A hell of a flex. Like, but you know, sometimes gang, fuck the French. Like, just personal, sometimes, fuck the French. Oh shit, Japan's leader will step down, damaged by criticism of his COVID response. Ooh, Japan's prime minister effectively announced his resignation after his handling of the coronavirus pandemic cost him public support and dimmed his party's prospects ahead of the general elections this fall. Ooh, you fucked your chances with your COVID. Bye, Shadow Chan. You have a good one. Yeah, absolutely, Ari Anthony. Joe Rogan should spray his house with Roundup just to make sure. If his doctor tells him to, I'm a little confused. I'd love to know if Rogan has a Texas doctor right now, or if he's still using a kooky LA doctor. Because you either have a kooky Texas doctor or a kooky LA doctor, but as we've covered, Ari Anthony, that's shit's split in half. Half of doctors right now are saying ivermectin works, half of doctors are saying fuck that shit. It's become a bipartisan issue. Taking it and bowing out like a good human. Absolutely. Well, Japan, we could always applaud Japan for their sense of decorum, right? It's a very polite society, it would seem. And dishonor is something they have culturally. They have a sense of dishonor and honor. It's a cultural thing. Going back to, it's an ancient thing for them. It's almost like a vestigial fucking muscle. So, yeah, it looks to me he knew exactly what he did. He probably felt like he dishonored his party with his response and is bouncing out. Who knows how many people died because of those actions. But when you have deaths stacking up like that, holy shit. Just the wild ride. A wild ride for Japan. Let's see. The Afghan resistance says reports of its defeat in the Panjshir are Taliban propaganda. So Afghani resistance fighters are saying they're not quite as outnumbered and defeated as press is making it out, which is interesting. It's an interesting sentiment. Stop taking dewormer. Yeah, the CDC and the FDA are telling people fucking stop. I really don't understand why people would think that it works. I read yesterday, we need to get special guest in here. He has a few statistics on where ivermectin has worked, but there's certain things that, like our scientific establishment says there's no natural remissions. Who's to say some of the people who have given positive results for fucking experimental cancer treatments, A nurse in Arizona was finally charged with assaulting a woman that was in a vegetative state, and she got pregnant with his baby. Whoa. That's an actual Kill Bill scenario, Arianthe. Whoa. Let's see if we can't find that before we go out real quick. Let's see. AZ nurse. Oh, link in Discord. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know why it didn't tell me. Oh, we in the news, baby. Oh, here we go in the news. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, take me there. Former nurse pleads guilty to sexually assaulting an incapacitated woman who later gave birth in Arizona. Hey, let's put this video on covering it. Yeah, you sure did post a couple. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't see that. Why it didn't beep for me.
Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
More than 2.5 years after an incapacitated woman gave birth,
one of our patients just had a baby and we had no idea she was pregnant.
Former night nurse Nathan Sutherland admitting to 2 felonies.
Mr. Sutherland did knowingly engage in sexual intercourse with the victim in this matter. There was no consent. Did cause her health to be endangered as she did become pregnant and she did not receive any medical treatment during the pregnancy.
Documents show that Sutherland never should have been alone with the victim, as Hacienda Healthcare did not follow requests to have only female caregivers. Instead, Sutherland was allowed to have unsupervised access. In the months that followed, dozens of signs that the woman was pregnant were missed by 2 different doctors.
I mean, we'd just really like to know, sir?
One ran from our cameras, the other has since died.
You're giving up the right to remain silent at trial, the right to refuse to testify at trial.
In a statement, Hacienda Healthcare CEO Perry Petrelli said they are, quote, relieved that Nathan Sutherland has finally pleaded guilty to his awful offenses, before continuing. Our hearts are with the victim and her family. May these final steps in the legal process help them find peace.
When you've got a health concern, they're searching the internet, and there's science. There's surprise bills, and there's no...
Oh, there I am. Oh my gosh, a woman in a vegetative state just started giving birth. And then they have to do something with it. I wonder what fucking happened. I wonder what... I hope the kid's okay. I hope the mother's okay. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Oh. He initially pleaded not guilty. They collected DNA and found a match between Sutherland and the baby. So they actually had a DNA test between him and the baby. So now there's a baby. I hope they slap him with fucking child support. 10 years in prison for sexual assault and a lifetime probation for the vulnerable adult abuse charge. See, 10 years and then a fucking probation charges, you know. Does family have the baby? Yeah, I would imagine maybe the state has the baby. I have no clue. That's a nightmare. That's crazy. That's, you know. So, it's like something out of Kill Bill, you know what I mean? It should be a rape charge, not the like abuse of adult care or whatever that charge is. It should be a rape charge. He should honestly be in jail for the rest of his life. It's a little more heinous than rape. She was a vegetative. He violated a bunch of different... I mean, that's more than socially unacceptable. Unacceptable. Socially unacceptable in every way. They said they were vitamins. Inmates in Arkansas jails say they were unknowingly given ivermectin to treat COVID-19. What? Is this from Washington County Jail? These motherfuckers were saying they were vitamins. Ooh, man, we are from a crazy fucking place. Oh. They were running fevers, throwing up, diarrhea, so we figured they were here to help us. We never knew that they were running experiments on us, giving us ivermectin. We never knew that. Holy shit, ivermectin is only approved by the Food and Drug Administration for human use to treat parasites and in some cases head lice and rosacea. It is not an antiviral, and the FDA has repeatedly warned against using it to treat or prevent COVID-19. But misinformation promoting the drug on social media has fueled its use. Large doses of the drug can be dangerous and can cause serious harm, the agency has said. Overdose symptoms may include diarrhea, dizziness, and nausea, among other things. Yeah, when you take that much of an animal product or a dewormer, yeah, you're gonna fucking puke all of your biome. Yeah, this is a crazy update. Arianthe. Yeah, they were lab rats unknowingly, and it's fucking disgusting. It was not consensual. They use this as an experiment, like we're livestock. Just because we wear stripes and we made a few mistakes in life doesn't make us less human. We got families. We got loved ones out there that love us. That is true. These are humans. These are humans you're experimenting on, and you know, they're American. They're American. They're not your fucking property. No matter what you think or what you've said or what you've stripped away from them in our court system. There's going to be some major lawsuits here, and I think there's going to be a bunch of attorneys nationwide flocking to Northwest Arkansas trying to get this resolved and press charges against these motherfuckers. I bet you we're going to see some major changes in Washington County. Now, I think, you know, nationwide, every county needs to be held responsible for, and there needs to be some kind of new mandated police reform, in my opinion, particularly in metropolitan areas. But Washington County, there's going to have to be some major police reform on this situation. You can't be abusing your inmates to this degree. This is experimenting on them. This is akin to how they were treating people in Auschwitz. This is not a concentration camp. This is a fucking county jail. This isn't even a prison we're talking about. It's a fucking county jail. There's people in there for traffic tickets. There's people in there for minor offenses. There's people serving their collection of habitual misdemeanor charge so they can get out and do their 2 years probation and get clean. And they're fucking treating them like they're in a concentration camp. This isn't a federal jail. This isn't a state prison. This is a goddamn county jail. I spent time in there because I got pulled on a traffic stop. Mod checked? Where? Here? I don't have any mods. I think I'm the only mod. Do I have a mod bot? Oh, you said Hitler. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Get mod checked for saying that. Yeah. That's, hey, you know. Damn. Twitch might be on it with the hate raids. You know, they're having to respond to hate raids, and my channel was targeted by a bot for a hate raid. Because I'm Jewish and Lux is black, so we probably upset people. Which is good. I hope those people are fucking mad. It is what he did to Jewish people. This is exactly, you know, the kind of behavior that happened in Nazi Germany. You can't take people who are being held against their will, which is what jail is. I mean, I don't know anybody willingly serving their fucking time in jail. I mean, they can say that they are, but nobody wants to not be free. Nobody wants to be in jail. I'm sure there's people that do, and there's people who are career, you know, felons and things like that, but I'm not picking at that. I'm generalizing about people. And I've been in Washington County Jail, and most people in that jail don't fucking want to be there. I'm trying to get out. Even if it was a federal supermax, you can't experiment on people, says Arianthe, and that is fucking accurate. That's true. That's literally a war crime. It does violate the Geneva Convention as well, I believe. It's an unlawful use of chemicals on humans. There's a lot that you could, you know, If other countries were to do this in mass, we would claim it was a humanitarian crisis to the UN and try to sweep in, change their governing policies to as democratic as possible and bounce out. Like, this is the shit the military gets sent in for. Absolutely, Anthony. This is the shit the military gets sent in for. Yeah, this is National Guard response shit. Like, this is big crazy shit. I think the warden of the Washington County Jail needs to be replaced immediately. He needs to resign, and he needs to be replaced. I think Washington County Sheriff, if he isn't replaced, he needs to be reprimanded in some regard. And every guard in that jail, especially anybody handing out these vitamins, needs to be thoroughly investigated as to their compliance and understanding and knowing if they knew what they were giving the inmates. Because here's the thing I have an issue with. If I'm a guard in that jail and they say here's the vitamins for everybody, and nobody had said that was a new thing they were doing, but what are the vitamins for? And if they told me it was fucking horse dewormer for fucking experimenting on the inmates, I'm not gonna hand it out. I'm gonna quit, and I'm gonna leave my job. I don't care what I have going on at home. I'm gonna quit. I'm not gonna have quit jobs for fucking less. When it comes to injustice and atrocities and things like that, there's just you can't know. In my opinion, everybody who used their hands to give one of these pills to a goddamn inmate or an injection or however they were delivering this ivermectin should face serious fucking charges. I hope the county gets taken for everything it's worth, says Arianthe. Yeah, they really do need, it really does need reform. Major reform. Tip top to toe town reform. Yeah, okay, so Arianthe says there is a heavy superiority complex amongst guards and inmates. Guards see them as toys, not people. Absolutely. I'd love to get our friend Danny in here to talk about that. We have a friend that was a guard, was a jail guard for a long time, for a while, and yeah, absolutely, they do. And it's part of the training. They're looking for people of a certain IQ when they hire into those positions anyway. When you become a cop, and they want people who can hop into that group mindset of us and them. And it's obviously been that way in most county policing. Well, in our county, for sure, with what we grew up with, There's the Stanford Project. The Stanford Project, where they infamously show that, students put in a prison guard and prisoner situation, it ends up abusive as fuck. There's some illegitimacy to the way the professor who set that up, Arianthe. So sometimes this Stanford Project, that's an interesting one. It does, there's something to take away from it, but there's some pretty serious steps in the scientific method the guy missed, and you could tell by the way that the project ended up. Like that's a fucking nightmare. It was a nightmare. But yeah, that's exactly how humans act, though, for the most part. I mean, that's how we organize. We were talking the other day about social credit and the concept of majesty. When you're a guard, you're a knight. When you're a prisoner, you're a pauper. You have nothing. You're nothing. You're less than a subject, and you're not in the armor. You don't have the sword. The guards have the armor. The guards have the sword. They serve for majesty and to preserve a concept of communal majesty and idealistic living. Oh yeah, when you got your psych ed, you studied it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Stanford Project. That's a crazy. We'll have to do a whole episode on that too. Just Anthony and I are just gonna have a whole ass podcast. How's camping going, Arianthe? Before we roll on out of here for the half hour, How's camping going? You having a fun time? Is the weather treating you good? Yeah. I'm excited for you to get back into town. Maybe hop on mic, hop on cam. We're gonna have a good time. Solid 81 today. Hell yeah. 81 degrees. Yeah. I think it's probably something like 90 where I'm at. Let me see. I know it felt good when I was out there earlier. I went on a little bit of a walk. Kind of wake myself up, do some stretches. Oh no, it's a solid like 100 degrees today in the desert. But it feels like it's like 81 out there. Hell yeah. It sprinkled on us while we hiked up a mountain. It was beautiful. Absolutely, Arianthe. Hey, that's like some Hobbit shit, huh? I love the Ozarks. I love Appalachia. I love all the sub-regions. I love it. Ooh, 60-ish in the evening. That's nice. That's nice. You know, here it stays pretty warm all the time. I really like it though. I'm starting to get tan. I'm starting to like it. But we're gonna pull on out of here, guys. This is the end of the Higher and Happy half hour. If you're a new viewer and you're checking this out, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We try to do this as often as we can. Catch up on the news in the morning or afternoon. Saturday, so woke up late, stayed up late watching the Bjork Stalker tapes. Gonna roast marshmallows and relax tonight, Arianthe. Hell yeah, let's go out on that sentiment. We're gonna roast marshmallows and relax, gang. If you're not having that kind of Labor Day weekend, you need to get clapped and check yourself. Go buy some Hershey's bars, some graham crackers, and some marshmallows. If you have to, microwave yourself a s'more if you're stuck inside, guys. Have a good Labor Day weekend. Have an excellent day. I'm gonna stream more tonight. I want to do another news program. I plan on shooting something with a special guest. Go out, kill it, walk away. Let's fuck it up, kids. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. All right, let's turn up this soft free use jazz and roll up in this ending screen here.